Happy January, everyone. I am excited to share with you today my January setup, and I'm extra excited because it is the beginning of the month. So yay, getting this out there on time. So it's a good way to start the new year. Anyway, I am going to show you bits and pieces of our noted collection. And they are various kits, all of the Cocoa Daisy kits, not just the planner kit. I use bits and pieces of everything in my planner, and I'm actually going to show you a little peek at the Traveler's Notebook memory keeping kit and what I'm doing with that. And at the very end, I'm going to show you the beginning of what I'm doing in my Happy Planner as another way of kind of daily memory recording. So we're going to jump in here. Some of this, as I tell everybody every month, is kind of the same. I have a rhythm that I use in my planner, and it works really, really well for me. I've kind of branched out and tried some other planners, and this is a planner setups as far as like trying to kind of use the standard Dory or the A5. I've kind of tinkered with it a little bit, and I always go back to my A5 rings. There's just too much that I like to write down in my to-do list because I always have too much in my head. I can't just write a few bullet points. I've got to really fine-tune my list, so I need all of the space that I can get. So this is what works really, really well for me. So I'm just going to jump in here and show you what I have done for January. For this month, I'm using my nice white Vanderspec, and it's white on white. So the inside's white, outside is white. And I got this, what I love about the Vanderspecs is they are 100%, you can customize them. So you can pick your leather color for the inside and the outside, as well as your stitching, somewhat of your pocket layout, and then of course your ring size, which is what I love the most because mine tend to get a little on the chunky side, so I like having larger rings. Just a look at the pocket and what I did here. Now, as a lot of you know, I'm not huge on purple, and we did have quite a bit of purple in this kit. So what I did, even though I am enjoying the little bits of kind of lavender and that, and there's some pretty periwinkle in here, what I did is I focused a lot on the black and white and the green in the kit. So I mentioned that only because if you get a kit and you're like, oh, it's not my favorite color, we always have enough of a range of colors in our kits that you can focus or use the accessories in such a way that it brings out the colors that you do enjoy. So that's just kind of what I wanted to point out. So as you go through, you'll see that that was my main focus, was a lot of black and white and then the greens. So in my pocket, I have my notepad, I have a few of the clips, and then a few of the little die cuts I tucked in here. And then I also, I wanted to mention, the tags, and I do these every month because I have a lot of fun making the tags for in my pockets. And I wanted to mention these are actually from the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit, the journaling cards. So I just took these and I cut them down into a tag shape and added some of the ring reinforcers from the planner sticker and put those on and made the little tags. So the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit has these pocket cards, and you can actually subscribe to just the cards if you'd like as well. So we do have that option. And I wanted to mention before I put this away, our planner sticker sheet has been revamped starting with the new year. So before we had a large circle, we had a couple of little tags, and then there was a few more kind of arrows and so on. And I felt like that wasn't being used as much, and that we needed to just kind of spice it up. We haven't changed it in a number of years. So what I did is I felt like the icons would maybe be more useful to people. So we took this space here, we kept the two tab stickers and the reinforcers, and then a few of the kind of the little word or phrase stickers here, but then we took this whole space down here and added in a bunch of icons. So I'm hoping that you find those very useful. I've started using those already, so I really like those. And the front cover, if you look, so this is the front. What I did, because I wanted two things. I loved this composition book, this pattern paper that came in the planner kit. I thought it would be fun to have that on the front just to make it look almost like this is a composition book. But I also wanted a spot to put my one little word for the year, to kind of really introduce that to myself as I go through my planner for the whole month. So I kind of changed out the front a little bit, and you could actually just add it and have both if you wanted to. I clipped mine together, but I really wanted to have that be my focus, So that is my word for the year. And then I'm just going to start paging through and point out some fun things as we go. The overlay was in the classified planner add-on, and it had the fun little paper airplanes. So I just used that as a divider. And then the striped pages, and these are where I do kind of my weekly brain dump. So Sunday night I'll sit down and I'll kind of write out the big things that I have to try and accomplish for the week, so that I can kind of reference that as I write out my daily to-do list. So it kind of helps me focus a little bit on what is coming up for the week. And you'll see what I used a lot of on these pages were the rub-ons. We did rub-ons this month. They came in the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit and the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. And I love using rub-ons in my planner. I love the way that they layer. They don't add any bulk, and they're just kind of fun to do. So you'll see those on these pages. And then on the back, I started doing this, and I really, really like it. So this is kind of where so I'll do my brain dump for the week, and then on the back, I'll do my menu plan. So I'll write out what I want to have for meals, and then I use this for my grocery list. And this stamp set with the days of the week, was part of the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. So it had the days of the week, and then it also had these cute little potted plants. You'll see I stamped those too as well. Put that away. So again, you can see some more rub-ons, and I loved the little paint splatters in that throughout. I use that a lot when I do my memory keeping in my Traveler's Notebook, or went back when I did 12 by 12, I always did a lot of little paint splatters. So I really liked the way that looked. Another rub-on, another rub-on. Told you I used those. I liked those. And then the foiled vellum was also in the classified planner add-on. I just added a little die cut to that. And then we go into my week on 2-page spread. And the way that I use this in conjunction with my happy planner for my memory keeping. So what I'll do is I'll jot down just a few things that happened that day, because I tend to, in my happy planner, I tend to not put my journaling down as I go. I rather sit back after the month is done and then go back through and add all of the journaling, because it's kind of like my least favorite part of memory keeping. So this gives me a reference then. So I can look at the pictures that I have in my happy planner, and I can look at what I wrote here, and I can put my journaling in. So this is a good way for me to keep track of that. And then if I want to do any sketches for in my Traveler's Notebook or my Simple Dory, if something comes to mind, I'll put that. I use these pages for that. I did not do a whole lot of decorating on these pages. I found that when I'm jotting down the things that I want to remember for the day, I'm a bit messy, and I kind of tend to use up all of the space. So I don't do a whole lot of decoration on these now. I do a little bit of stamping. So I went in my stash and I found some cute little bird stamps. I thought that kind of went cute with the theme. So you can see, and then I did little stamping there. There's those cute little plants, little birdie. So yeah, that was just kind of from my stash. And so those are all set up and ready to go. And then I like to have a page that I kind of put a daily schedule to try to stick to. Now it's the beginning of the year. I didn't have time to revamp this, but I do think I may go in and try and revamp that a little bit for the year, maybe even try to fine tune it a little bit more. So we'll see. I don't know yet. So, but anyway, this is from one of the printables, and let me pull those out. So these printables we have every month, and these are free, and they're beautiful, and they're free. So if you go to the website and you go to the digital downloads section, you can just print these out. They're absolutely free. Again, I'm going to say that word one more time. They're a great resource. So if you missed out on a particular part of the kit, but you still want to enjoy it, this is a great way to use it. And it's also just a great tool to add to your planner or even your memory keeping. I'll use these fun little tabs to add in some stuff for memory keeping. I'll cut this out and use the striped area in my happy planner sometimes. So it's just a fun way. You can make the bookmark. It's a fun way to use those. But this side, what I did is I printed that out, I cut it out, and then I ran it through my my printer and added some things. And you'll see that I did that in a couple spaces, and I do that every month. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention. So this is another printable we have. So every month, this one is also free, and what we do is we take one of the paper designs and we make a PDF full page of that for you to have. Now the way that you get this printable is if you sign up for our newsletter. So if you have signed up for our newsletter and you are a current subscriber to our newsletter, then you will get this each month. Right around the 27th of the month, we send them out. And it will be a pattern paper that matches that month's collection. So that is how you'll get this. It will actually be emailed right to you. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. So if you are not signed up for our emails, our newsletters, please do that. There's links on the homepage for you to be able to sign up for that. So I wanted to mention that because I will show you in my happy planner where I used that piece of paper. So I used one of the dashboards. The dashboards come with a set of 6 A5 size and 6 personal size. And you'll see I use these interchangeably throughout my planner. And this one I just adhered some pattern paper to the back, and then the printable, and then some of the beautiful little glitter enamel dots. And they're so pretty. And actually, if you look, this is kind of a little peek at how I do things when I design. So most of the time when I figure out the colors for the enamel dots, they're actually from the weekly stripe page. So you can see where they're actually mimic the colors in the weekly stripe page. So that's where those colors always come from. And so I just added a few of those on here. Kind of goes with the whole paint splatter thing, and it gives it just a little bit of shine and dimension. I like that. And then this page, which changes a lot for me, I think this year I'm going to write down my resolutions and things that go along with my one little word. I'm going to kind of put those on here. So I just used some of the alpha stickers and then one of the die cuts for that. And then my calendar page, and again I used one of my little bird stamps from my stash, a couple of the die cuts, and then I fussy cut this plant die cut from that free printable. Oh, and I wanted to mention there was a stamp set. It was the stamp set. I don't have it here. The stamp set that was in the planner, classified planner, I think. Anyway, it had the little, or maybe it was the main kit, it had the little airplane. And I had thought about, after I did the arrow, I thought, well, it would have been cute to have the little airplane kind of denote a section, or if you're going on a vacation and you need to block off a number of days, the little airplane would have been a cute way to do that as well. And then I like to start, so our daily to-do pages are designed to be a spread. So this is a 2-page spread. And when you get the pages, I actually brought this one out. When you get the pages, this will be the first page. And so you're not getting your 2-page spread. So what I do is I cover that page up with some patterned paper. So I just took the pretty kind of plus paper and put that on there, and then I added the note card from the planner add-on and a couple more of the little glitter dots. So that then is the start, and then you go to your 2-page spread, which is nice. And the way that I use my 2-page spread, I use what I have to get done, what is mandatory for that day goes there. If I need to make any sort of specific phone calls or emails, and then my full to-do list, and then if there's anything scheduled like doctor appointments, or if the kids have appointments, then that will go in there. And as a resolution, try to use the hydrate page. It definitely helps you try and keep that water intake where it should be, because that is so important. Just kind of on a personal note, I have a lot of migraines, and I've found that if I really focus on this and use this to try and get enough water in, it really helps with the headaches. So just personal little note there. And then 15-minute pickup. This is something that I try to do every day, whether it's something simple of just cleaning a drawer, or just picking up clutter for 15 minutes, whatever it may be. That's very helpful. And then my meal plan, notes and ideas. I generally use this section just as I'm working through the day. If I have a thought, or that I don't want to forget something, or I need to expand on an idea, I'll make a note of that. If I'm on the phone and I have to write down a phone number, I'll put that in here. So that's what I use that section for. And then again, I used one of the smaller dashboards, added a few of the little glitter dots on there. And then one of the printables I ran through again. And this is my to-do list kind of for the month. But there's a lot of things that have been on here for probably 6 months, but I'm working on it. So they're there, they remind me, and eventually I will get them done. And then my little other pocket card. And this has the month. I like to have the dates handy if I need to flip to it while I'm looking at my daily to-do list. And then just a nice saying. And then this was another of the 4x6 cards. This was in the pocket kit as well. And I liked, I did this in December where it ran sideways with the little string, and I really liked that little bit peeking out. So I did that again in January. And I like to be able to have a spot to put some of my sticky notes if I need them. Just so it's not a lot of bulk, I just put a few of them on there. So this sticky note pad was in the planner add-on, I think. And then this was the one that was in the main planner. So I have these as well, and I think those are cute too. And I made a pocket out of that pretty black and white kind of leaf paper. I added a little rub-on, and then just my stickers that I have in there, my little Simon note card, and another saying. I just love the sayings. They were so nice this month. Very perfect for January, you know, and starting the new year and everything. Oh, and I wanted to mention, so we have Simon. Simon has a new buddy, and every month now we have started sending out a little gift to our subscribers. We throw this in your box if you are a subscriber. It's always kind of a little surprise and just a little something that we want to say thank you for being a subscriber. And for this month it was a little note card, and it had Simon introducing one of our new characters, his little coworker Gary. And Gary is the resident night owl. He does the night shift by Simon. So I thought that was cute. I wanted to share that with you. And then I took one of the personal size dashboards and made a bookmark. And I added just a little scalloped bit of vellum, just to kind of add a little bit of texture. I thought about maybe running it through my sewing machine. I could have done that, but I had already stuck the back on, so I skipped that. But it would have been pretty to have a little bit of sewing on there. I added a few more of those little glitter dots, which are all over in here because they just look so pretty. And then on the back, then this is something I think I'm going to do every single month because this was fun. And you've seen me do this before, where I have taken the weekly stripe page and turned that into a bookmark. And it's a great way also, if you don't use all of the inserts, all of the pages that come with your inserts, it's a way to use up things in a different way, and then you don't feel like, well, I don't use those pages, it's you know, what do I do with them? They just sit. So, and always think of them, I haven't mentioned this in a while, always think of them as art as well. There's definitely pieces on here that you could fussy cut, that you could cut out and just use in a different way. So that is the weekly stripe page. And what I did is I ran it through my printer with my saying and then the definition of focus, which is my one little word. And so I think what I'm going to do is every month use a weekly stripe page and run that through and just kind of keep that on my bookmark for the whole year as a way to really kind of keep that thought of that one little word forefront. So I'm seeing it every day. So I'm hoping that kind of helps me really, you know, like I said, I don't want to say focus on it, but that's the word that comes to mind. Does that make sense? And then I added some of those glitter dots, and as I showed you, because they match the stripe pages, I added them in those colors as they go down, so it's a pretty effect. And then all of the daily to-do pages. And then I'm just going to show you my dashboards a minute. And I have not decorated the back. I just kind of use the dashboards on the front, put some pattern paper on the back. And then my subdividers, I use the personal size. And these little die cuts, the morning, afternoon, evening, I thought those were really cute. I used those as little tabs on these. And those were in the, I don't remember if those were in the main or the planner add-on. So sorry, you have to forgive me because I have May. I'm working on May right now in my head. So to go back to January is kind of hard for me to remember everything that's in each of the kits. So it's a bit of a challenge. Another one. And this was an adhesive patch that was in the planner add-on, and I just turned that into a clip. And as you can see, I did focus a lot on the black and white and the green in here. And then I use a thick piece of acrylic, and I just, this was one of our older pen loops, so I have that on there. I thought the colors went pretty good. And then I got this as a Christmas present, this little notebook, and I thought it matched the theme so well, and sometimes I need to make a long list, so I could just kind of tucked that in the back. So that was that. And then I wanted to mention the pen and the pouch. So the pen this month, our Daisy pen this month, has this pretty black and white dashed kind of pattern on it, and then the clear crystals in the middle. So that turned out really, really pretty. And then the pouch is this beautiful camera. I mean, how cool is that? I love this. Is probably one of my top 5 favorite pouches. And it has kind of the neat kind of gunmetal accent for the zipper, and then the little black tassel. So that's really fun. I think that turned out great. So that is the pouch. And then I wanted to mention the mechanical pencil that we had back in November. I think goes so well with this kit that I'm going to use this month as well. And I believe if we don't have, we did have a few extra. If we don't have them in the store, I will talk to Lydia and we will get those put in the store because I think it goes great with January as well. Okay, so now there's a couple things that I wanted to mention. The Traveler's Notebook memory keeping. So I did, and this is going to be a little confusing because this was kind of like the demo. I get the early one so that I can make the instruction sheet, and it has black on it. And we may, I think we have actually, they made a couple of them. So we may list these in the store with the black cover. This is not the normal way it comes. It normally comes with the craft cover. But I wanted to share with you because most of the Noted collection, excuse me, is sold out. We do, however, have a few things left. We do have a few of the Traveler's Notebook memory keeping kits left and the pocket memory keeping kits. So we do have, if you love this collection and you're looking at it and you're bummed that, excuse me, that you weren't able to get it, we do have those in the store. And the Traveler's Notebook memory keeping kit, let me just quick show you what comes in this because there's a lot of things in here that you could use in your planner as well. So there's the washi tape, there's this fun glue pen, and it has a refill as well. So that was something new that we did. There's some die cuts in there, and that stamp set that I mentioned, some of the enamel dots, and then these, which are really fun. And I'm gonna use these in mine, and I think what I'm gonna do, because this one has the camera and my one little word is focus, I think I'm gonna make a card that kind of talks about why I chose that word and tuck that in there. They're adhesive backed, so you can use them in your notebook as a little pocket. So I think that's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that in here as a little pocket and make a layout and tuck in a little note card talking about why I chose that word. So it would be kind of a fun thing to do. And then some of the rub-ons, two of the alphas in the green, the notebook with the correct cover, although the black looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then the instruction sheet, and then 10 sheets of the pattern paper. There's 5 double-sided and you get 2 of each, so there's 10 sheets of that. So that is all of the goodies that you get in the Traveler's Notebook memory keeping kit. So again, a lot of that you could use in your happy planner, you could use in your regular planner. I mean, actually all of it could be used in your planner or happy planner. The only thing that you probably wouldn't use is my instruction sheet, because you could actually even use, you could tuck this in the back of your planner if you wanted to, just to even do journaling or even some sort of planning in this as well. So anyway, I wanted to share a couple of the layouts because these were really fun. And that was something else I wanted to mention. So I do 2 layouts and a sketch every month. And I write up the instructions on that, and then we print them out, and they are part of the kit. So you don't have to print these, you don't have to try and find a printer, or if you don't have a color printer, we print them out and include them. And it gives you a jump start on how to use the contents of the kit. If you're new to memory keeping in a Traveler's Notebook or Simple Dory style, it helps you get started. And if you're a pro at it, it may even just give you an idea of just something will spark an inspiration, and you can use it as a jumping off point as well. And then there's always a sketch. So that's included in there. But the one that I did, this was so much fun, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I give the instructions, but I just wanted to share this because it was a lot of fun to do. So what I did is I took the alpha stickers and I laid them down, and I did every day was what I laid down on there. And I didn't press them too hard because I didn't want them to peel up the paper, but I put them on there. And then I took the stamp set, I took the days of the week, and I just randomly stamped right over top of the letters. And you're basically using it kind of like a mask. So I stamped over top of those and then kind of waited, and I didn't stamp solid black every time, so you double stamp a couple times, and then that gives you kind of that layering where you see some of these lighter ones. So you can, okay, sorry about that. I have a puppy joining me, so if he barks a little, I apologize. But I was talking about how I had created this mask and how I had double stamped some of the words, and how they tend to kind of give you a nice layering effect because some of them are a little lighter. And so you can see that they are the days of the week, but it's in such a way that it's just kind of a neat effect to be able to kind of see them, but not really, and then you see that negative feature of the title. So what I did is, after I had stamped them, I let everything dry, and then I carefully peeled off the alpha stickers, and then I was left with the title. I added some of those same days of the week on the next to my journaling on the side, so it just kind of brings that same design element over to the other side. And then I just finished it off with a photograph and a couple of die cuts. So that was one layout, and then the other layout that I did, and I will eventually turn this book into, I like to do, let me grab my, what is this one? This is September. I like to add the rings to mine. So I will cut this up and turn it into a rings type of booklet. Just simply because I like to run a lot of my papers through my printer to add my journaling, and it's a lot easier to do that if I cut it up. So that is what I will do. So that's why this is loose at the moment, but it will be bound. So what I did is I used, and if you looked, or if you listened to my intro video talking about the products in the line for the month, one of the things I mentioned was that my inspiration for this circle patterned paper was that they reminded me of the lens of a camera. And so I thought this was perfect to go with what I wanted to do with this picture. So I just added some alpha stickers, little die cut, and then I used a piece of vellum and ran it through the printer to just kind of, I didn't want the photograph to necessarily be the focus of the layout. I wanted more the idea of the photograph to be the focus, the fact that I'm holding the camera, not necessarily the picture itself. So I typed up the journaling, I added one of the rub-ons, and then I punched a circle out right where the lens of the camera was. So it's kind of a neat effect. So I did that, and that is the other layout that I want to share with you. So that is the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. And that's, I find I use kind of everything from all the kits in everything. So there's a lot of crossover for me. But I wanted to share that with you because there is a lot of product in there. Like I said, if you missed out on this collection and you're a little bummed, there's a lot of product in there, as well as in the pocket memory keeping kit that you could use. Actually, let me show you. This is going to run a little long. I apologize, but I thought, well, I'll just show you this one as well too. So there's the stamp set, and this is the pocket memory keeping kit. The die cuts in these are different from any of the other die cuts. The enamel dots, we had a fun tag in there with the camera, some label stickers, a different set of rub-ons. So that one is different from the set that's in the Traveler's Notebook. And then all of the cards, there's 4x6 and 3x4 in here. And then 2 sets of the purple alphas, a set of chipboard, and then 5 sheets of the double-sided pattern paper. So again, a lot of these items you'll see in my, when I do my happy planner, I use a lot of these as well. So I do think we have some of these left in the store. And then, as I mentioned, I'll make sure if we don't have the mechanical pencil that we list that, because I think it just goes great with this month. All right, and then one last thing. Thank you for bearing with me. I know it's a little long, but I wanted to share because this is a lot of fun. So My happy planner for this year, I kind of Frankensteined a little bit because I loved the exterior colors, and I loved the divider pages. I thought were really, really pretty. I did not, however, care for the way the daily were laid out. So I had another one that I took the daily pages and put in here. Because the calendar page, it doesn't matter to me that they don't match, because I actually end up gluing those together because I don't use this as a planner per se. This is my planner. This is for my memory keeping, like my day-to-day memory keeping. So I wanted to show you, so this is my first week that I've started, and I used that free printable of the pattern paper to just kind of cover up the 30th and the 31st, because I have that in my one from last year. So we're starting fresh on the 1st, and I thought, well, that's a great way to just use some really pretty pattern paper. And then, so the way that I do it is I will go through and I will put in my photo for each day, and then I'll start to lay out some of the papers and some of the die cuts. I use some of the alpha stickers in here, and then I use my big Happy Planner punch, and I'll punch out pieces of the paper, or I will use, we have one of the sticker sets, the memory keeping sticker kit works perfectly. The boxes all fit in the, excuse me, in the larger Happy Planner like I have here. And there's an alpha in here, the sayings, there's tons of stuff in here. The little label stickers, so lots of fun things in those. And we actually have, mine are all together because I kind of use them all for everything. There, we actually have, I think we're up to 5 different sticker kits. So whatever kind of planning or memory keeping you do, we have something that fits that size. So just, if you go on the website, we have the memory keeping, which fits the Happy Planner larger. We have the classic set that fits the smaller Happy Planner. I think it's actually called the Classic Happy Planner. And then we have a Daisy Weeks, which works with the Hobonichi. And then we have a planner set that just kind of works more with the Erin Condren. But again, there's elements in all of these that you can use just about every one of your planning or memory keeping styles. So I just wanted to share with you kind of the beginnings of my layout. So I go through here, I'll add the photos in, some of the die cuts. I even use chipboard in mine sometimes, a little bit of stamping. And this is actually one of the cards from the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit. So it's a lot of fun to just, I kind of will set up my planner, and then all of my leftovers I will use when I work on my Happy Planner. So, and I'm going to film some more videos of the months that I did in my Happy Planner last year. So I'll get those up as well. But I just want to show you the beginning of January. It's New Year. Show you what I was doing with that. So that is everything for the Noted collection. And thank you all so much for being a part of Cocoa Daisy and letting us continue this on for yet another year. I'm excited for all the things we have in store, and just so very, very thankful and blessed to have you with us and allowing me to do this. And so I will get those other Happy Planner videos up. I've got some simple dories that I want to get up. So one of my resolutions for this year is to have a lot more videos for y'all. So I'm going to try and do that. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.